Thank you for tuning into the back page. It is March 20th, 2024. I'm your host, Colin Chris.
And I'm Carter Sims, and today we will be making the official Talisman March Madness bracket. We're down a man today. We were going to have Mr. Alec Ossipuk on the pod with us, but he's fallen under the weather a little bit. So, we're on the penalty kill with the man down. But, last year we did this, and Joe Minota and Alec, and I think there was a lot more splits on games than we thought there'd be. So I'm kind of interested to see what games we kind of split hairs on here. But yeah, I think just like kind of overall, I was watching the first four games last night. In my opinion, at least, I don't think there's a clear favorite to this tournament like there has been in past years. And so, like for me, I think that just kind of adds the stakes of each game up a little bit more. And even like last night, like let's be real, none of us have a lot of confidence that either one of those 16 seeds is going to come in and have a massive upset like we saw last year. But Howard and Wagner last night was a fun game at the end. Wagner was doing a great job of taking care of the ball until the last 3 minutes of the game, and then things got kind of crazy. And then Howard missed 3 straight 3-point attempts on the final possession, and then Virginia's just completely anemic offense last night came through.
Was it 14 minutes without a point?
Something crazy. I know they didn't score 14 for the last 9 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half, and then that extended into the second half. Virginia basketball was the equivalent of Iowa football last night. It was rough. There was not a lot of offense there. That's kind of another. I'm a big fan of their coach, but that's another performance in a long line of kind of struggling first round performances since they won their championship was that 2019? Yeah, because that was the one that actually went for 2 years because of the 2020 tournament being canceled. So, they had obviously the historic loss to UMBC, won the championship, and I'm pretty sure they've been eliminated first round, but definitely first weekend ever since then. So yeah. Two fun games to start off the tournament, but now that we are here, let's actually dive into the bracket that we already have formed. So what region do we want to start in today?
Well, I think that we might as well get the elephant in the room out first. I think the East is the best of the 4 regions in terms of just team for team, talent-wise. There's so much skill in that East, and we might as well get it out of the way.
All right, so UConn, Stetson.
UConn.
I'm rooting for Stetson big time in this one, but we'll go UConn. FAU, Northwestern. This is one I've seen people kind of split on.
Yeah, I'm going to go FAU on it. I'm not as big on FAU as I was last year when they went pretty far, Final Four team. Also, crazy thing about the East, 3 of last year's Final Four teams are in the East this year, so that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Northwestern's a little injured. Boo Booey's insane, but he can't carry the team every day.
He's a very good player.
Yeah. I think FAU has a more well-rounded team than Northwestern right now, thanks to Northwestern's injuries. So I think FAU's got it.
This next game is the 5-12. That's been a sweet spot for upsets in history. I feel like there weren't that many last year, right?
I don't think there were any.
Yeah, so I think UAB is a strong team. I really like San Diego State too, though. So I like San Diego State this one.
I'm going to San Diego State just off that defense.
All right, Auburn, Yale.
Auburn, all the way.
BYU, Duquesne.
BYU.
I got Duquesne in this one.
Really?
Yeah, so ran the table in their conference tournament in the A-10. They've played teams like VCU, Richmond, Dayton, Loyola, Chicago in their conference, and then I don't know. I think they're a hot team right now. I like them for the upset. Fun fact, their coach is actually LeBron James' high school coach from St. V's. And defensively, they've been a really strong team in the second half of the season. I really like BYU style basketball, though. It's been exciting to watch this year as well. But I like Duquesne in this one.
Okay, maybe it's BYU, because I really like this BYU team. I have them going really far in my personal bracket. So BYU was supposed to be a 5 seed, but then they can't play on Sundays.
Yep.
So then they moved them back to the 6 seed. So, in other words, the more talented than their seed projects, not just based off my opinion, but based off the opinion of the people who made the bracket. Okay.
I don't know, I don't.
And then,
care. Like,
well, yeah.
I still like Duquesne in this one, and obviously seeding's big, but I mean, looking at other regions, I'd probably take the 6 seed and over the 5 seed in some other regions too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The BYU has 4 players who shoot over 37% from 3, and then they'll also have the size advantage on how do you even say it? Is that just how you said
Duquesne.
it? Yeah, Duquesne. So if they have the size advantage and they also shoot better from the perimeter, I don't know where Duquesne can get a stop.
What do you trust more in March on the road in a neutral site when things are competitive? Your defense or your shooting?
Do you think Duquesne has a defense that can shut down every aspect of the offense?
I mean, I don't think it has to be every aspect, but I mean, I think rebounding wise, let's look at what ESPN said.
Mm.
So, yeah, I mean, let me scroll. Let me try to scroll. Where's the analysis thing?
No, I don't know.
Which weekend?
I know that's a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's come back to this one. It's not
Okay,
crucial.
got you.
So,
Illinois.
yeah, Illinois in that one. Washington State or Jersey Drake?
Honestly, I've out of the couple brackets I've made, I've split these. I think this is a really big toss-up.
I kind of
So
like Drake in this one,
Man,
but
yeah,
Washington
you can
State's a
do-
good team too.
you can go Drake. I think they can go either way.
We're consistent.
Iowa
with
State, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get back to that more. And then we'll go. Let's go left to right. So we'll do West region now.
Got you.
So I think obvious UNC.
Yeah.
Over Wagner. Now, MSU Bowl here. Personally, I like Michigan State. I know a lot of people would say Mississippi State. Where are you standing on this one?
I'm on Mississippi State with this one. I like Mississippi State's team.
Can we not? Is there? I know there's an analysis.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I just pitch Mississippi State to me.
It's just defense. You're talking about what do you trust more on a neutral site in March, defense or shooting? And Mississippi State just had a knack for shutting down electric scoring teams, whether it be their upset of Don Connect in Tennessee earlier in the year, or the upsets they managed to pull in the SEC tournament. Mississippi State's got a really good defense.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Remember your logic, because we're coming back to that Duquesne game. And then St. Mary's, GCU. I like St. Mary's in this one. They've impressed me this year.
Yeah, St. Mary's.
Bama, Charleston. I think we both like Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay. And Clemson, New Mexico. I like New Mexico.
I have New Mexico.
Pretty good. Baylor, Colgate. This is another one I've seen people kind of go back, but I'm pretty strong on the Baylor side of this.
I want to say Baylor. I think this is the biggest potential for a 14 over a 3, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick a 14 over a 3.
This one, I'm biased. So give me your take.
I have Nevada, but I also have them going farther than just that game.
I mean,
So,
I have Dayton going farther, but I'm obviously very biased. So,
yeah.
Dayton is the best 3-point shooting team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They have a second team All American player in Naismith Player of the Year candidate in Deron Holmes. And I know Nevada's going to be a tough matchup, but I think Dayton is just a team that's. I think they've shown that their shooting percentage can come into fruition when it needs to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it is kind of like a money ball situation, all right? So they shoot a lot of threes, and if they're shooting 49%, great. When it's 49% day, that's awesome. And then sometimes you catch the other end of that percentage. It's a rough day. But I like Dayton in this one. And like I said, I'm biased, but I would like to take Dayton.
Yeah, for Nevada, just giving their pitch, they're a top 15 defense in the country this year, and consistently. And this is one of the situations where I look at it and I'm like, Nevada's really hot. They're 10-2 in their last 12 games. They're coming into the tournament on a roll. They've been shutting down teams defensively. If this is a team that's been hot winning with defense, playing an offensively driven team, I just went with the defense on that one.
Yeah, let me find. Try to see if I can find the analysis for this one.
There we go. We can get the analysis on our phones for some reason, but that's why I had pulled up over here. But
Number 7 seeds have won 60% of the meetings in the last 10 years between a 7 and 10. I mean,
I don't doubt they could go either. I'm not saying I don't think Dayton could win this game. I just for me, I think Nevada. If I was favoriting a team point spread wise, I'd have Nevada favored.
Let's come back to that one too.
Okay, I got
so
you.
Arizona, are we picking Arizona in this one?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Long Beach State has an interesting story though. I do hope they win. Have you heard about that?
Wasn't the head coach
Yeah,
laid
so
off?
Their coach, the coach and athletic director, I think, mutually agreed that the coach would be done after the year. But then they went and won their conference tournament, and so now they're in the Big Dance. So he's coaching on borrowed time already. It's basically already decided he's going to leave, but here they are in the Big Dance. So Houston, I think Houston over Longwood.
Yes.
So then another one kind of here. I'm either way really. What do we think here?
I have Nebraska.
I'm good with that. I like James Madison.
Me too. I'm going for James Madison in that one.
I would love for a Vermont upset, but I think
Duke.
take Duke, and then I like NC State here.
I think that
Hot team.
yeah.
Hot team.
If it wasn't for Texas Tech's injuries on the inside, I would go with them. But I think that the injuries allows NC State to pull an upset.
Kentucky, Oakland,
Kentucky.
and then is this Boise and Colorado?
Yeah.
I don't think either one of them is going to beat Florida, in my opinion.
Really? I think if Colorado wins tonight, they could do it. Because if Colorado wins tonight, I think they could give Marquette a run for their money. Colorado's a really good team. And they're hot right now.
Florida's gone toe to toe with some of the best in the SEC all year, though. I mean, they've
I agree with
Kentucky
that.
fits, so gosh, I don't know. I want Florida in this one.
Did we pick Colorado State to win? Because the first four team wins every year in round one, right?
I didn't know that's that.
Yeah.
So we're not two Colorado States.
Okay, got you.
But I probably would take them over Texas.
Okay, so if we pick Colorado State,
I'm not loving Texas right now. So
That's fair.
If we want to go and factor in the mathematical aspect, I trust that matchup with that part of it. So are we
got
going
you.
Florida?
We can go Florida. Yeah.
I'm heavy on Marquette.
Me too.
Heavy on Marquette.
Me too.
Okay. Tyler Kolek is, if he stays next year, going to be the best player in college basketball, in my opinion. So
He's injured though.
I know. I'm just saying. That's why I'm saying next year.
Looking ahead, yeah.
I wish he was playing, but Purdue and who is this?
Montana State and Grambling State.
Grambling State. I would love for Grambling State to. I did not pick them. I went them. Purdue, right?
Yes.
I mean, unless we go back to back.
Oh, Purdue.
Then Utah State, GCU. I like Utah State in that one.
As do I.
Gonzaga, McNeese. I like McNeese in this one.
I could see it happening. I think Gonzaga will win just because their head coach is pretty good in this situation.
Yeah, but so is McNeese's head coach. Will Wade has taken. This is now 3 programs he's taken to the dance for. I mean, he was at VCU. I want to say LSU.
Mm.
Gosh, was it LSU or Texas? Shaka Smart was at Texas, I think. So I think it was LSU.
Mm. It was LSU.
And McNeese is what? They've lost 3 games all year.
Yeah.
I like McNeese in this one a lot.
For me,
And it's a 5-12.
I was making sure this is the matchup I was thinking. Gonzaga has never lost a first round game.
Not yet.
Yeah. I feel like these two teams play very similar styles where it's just offense, fast paced, push it.
Yeah.
And Gonzaga's got more talent.
Just
So
3 words. This is March.
true.
I like McNeese here. And we'll get to it.
I'll surrender a McNeese win. I'm good with that.
Okay, and the Kansas is injured. I still want them in this one, but
I think Stanford's gonna win.
Okay. So can we agree on this, right? We put McNeese in. I think McNeese beats Kansas next round. Can we agree on that?
Well, I don't think Kansas makes it there. I
know. I'm saying
really
let's compromise. If you want Gonzaga, right?
Yeah.
And I want Kansas.
Okay.
Let's get Kansas in here, and then we can have Kansas go down. So it's. I know you want Stanford, and I want Kansas to go in, but we both think Kansas could go down the next round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just bump Kansas in because I do think they'll win that game. I would love for them to go down.
Stanford is such a fast team. They push the pace so aggressively, and they shoot almost as many threes as they
Is
do
McCullough
twos.
out for Kansas? Did I see that the other night?
And Dickinson.
And Dickinson? Oh gosh, they're losing their top 2 scorers.
Exactly. So
All right,
Kansas
I'm
is.
with it.
Yeah. Let's go, dude. I have that in my bracket. Like those.
South Carolina, Oregon. I got Oregon. They've been getting healthy for the first time this year.
Yeah.
And they just gave Arizona a run in the Pac-12 tournament.
I'm really high on both of these teams. I do agree with. I talked a lot of positivity about Oregon on the last pod, so I'll go with Oregon with you.
And I got Creighton.
Creighton.
Yeah. Those Texas, Colorado State.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on Texas. I like Colorado State.
Mm.
And then St. Peter's will be fun, but I do
Tennessee.
think Tennessee goes there.
Okay. So
let's patch the holes we have.
can I give you Dayton if I can have BYU?
Where's BYU?
BYU is the.
I think Duquesne can make a run.
Well,
Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll put BYU. I like their style of play.
yeah, we'll go BYU so you can have Dayton, and then call it a first round.
We into second round now?
Yes.
All right. So UConn, FAU. I got
UConn.
This would be a great matchup then. San Diego State, Auburn. I got San Diego State.
Whoa, no, Auburn, dude.
I got San Diego State.
I think
It's me,
Auburn. Okay, let me pull up the stats. Auburn statistically is a marvel. Like they're a top 5 team. I'm pretty sure they're number 4 in KenPom, just like in efficiencies. They have 27 wins this year, and only one of them is by single digits. They just blow out teams. They are top 15 in offense and defense, and they're the best paint defense in the league, only allowing 43% from 2. San Diego State is a team that just can't score. They're really great defensively, but Auburn is a multi-trick pony, while San Diego State relies on their defense to win games. I think that if San Diego State's defense goes in there and shut down Auburn's offense, that Auburn's defense is good enough to make it where San Diego State can keep up anyway.
No, all right. So I see everything you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego State is a veteran, experienced team. And you're right. They're not a prolific offensive team, but they are a great defensive team. I think that can ignite them in transition a lot. So I think San Diego State, I mean, they have championship experience, obviously. And once you get to the second round, like, seeding kind of goes out the window a little bit, other than for, like, the top and bottom seed, I feel like.
Well,
once we're in the middle of the pack.
4 and 5.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not looking at the upset factor too much. I just
Yeah.
think, like,
I'm not either.
I think defense travels a lot. You know what I mean? So
Well, Auburn's got that. It's a top 15 defense. They're really good. And I may add, they got these metrics of being top 15 in efficiencies on offense and defense with a much tougher schedule and a much tougher conference.
are they top? What is the mark? Top 37 on offense, top 57 on defense.
They're top 15 in
the sweet
both.
spot. Yeah, you have to be in the travel-loaded excellence to win it anyway. So.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I'll take Auburn.
Cool.
BYU, Illinois. I got Illinois.
I mean, I have BYU for the upset, but I understand if you don't want to pick that. But I honestly went with this purely off the fact, like, I don't have faith. I think Illinois is my least favorite 3 seed. I don't think
So
that.
I've seen more Illinois this year, so maybe it's more of a familiarity thing.
Yeah, I think that Illinois is probably my least favorite 3 seed, and then if I have to pick one 3 seed to lose before they get to the Sweet 16, it's them. And BYU is just such a prolific offensive team. I could see them going in there and not shooting Illinois.
BYU, and then I got Iowa State.
All the way.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
And then UNC, Mississippi State. I got UNC.
yeah,
St. Mary's, Bama. I have St. Mary's.
me too.
Okay. New Mexico, Baylor. I have New Mexico.
Me too.
Dayton, Arizona. I have Dayton. I think whoever wins this game will be Arizona.
I had Nevada being Arizona, but I never looked at it like this, right? Because I never got Dayton there. If you
So don't worry about anything else.
Okay.
Just if you have Nevada beating Arizona and Dayton beats Nevada,
okay,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I'll give you that.
So then,
Dude, the West is chaos. Can I throw that out there? It's such a chaotic region.
Houston, Nebraska, Houston. Unless they have that weird offense, like just complete dry spell like they had, but I don't think that will happen. Duke, James Madison. I think I'm split on this one.
Whoa, Duke. No, you can't overthink this one. Duke's in the trapezoid.
Is Duke in the trapezoid?
Yeah,
NC State, Kentucky. I got Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I love their guard play.
me too.
Florida, Marquette. I have Marquette,
Yep.
or as we famously said last year, Marquette. Purdue, Utah State. Purdue, McNeese, Stanford. This is interesting. I got McNeese in this one. I mean, I didn't have this matchup in my bracket, but looking at it now, I have McNeese.
Okay. I want to say Sanford, but if I like,
This isn't.
yeah.
Okay. Do we think either one of them beats Purdue?
No.
Okay, so let's come back to that one.
Okay.
Creighton, Oregon.
Creighton.
Okay.
I love Creighton.
Colorado State, Tennessee. I have Tennessee.
Yeah.
Dalton Connect is about to be a household name in about 48 hours in this country.
Yes.
Um,
Okay. The only one we have left is the McNeese game.
let's come back when we come back to that region.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
We can do that.
So going up now, we got UConn, Auburn, UConn, I think.
Yeah.
I got Iowa State in this one. I like Iowa State a lot, but I know you're heavy on BYU train.
Iowa State does not have the offense BYU does, and if there's anything I took from your philosophy last year when we did this episode, it was trust offense more than I had previously. Because I was like all defense last time we did this, and then you outpicked me with your offense.
I just think
picks.
like my point about the defense, and the point I was making was Duquesne and I forget who else I wrote just now, but like they play complementary. Like they can get out and go. That's the thing. Like you have a great defense, but like your offense is just like inept. And no Division I college basketball program is just completely inept offense. But like if you can get out and go and you have a strong defense, that's what helps you. But if you really slow it down and just grind it out half court game, like it doesn't really matter if you're gonna get outscored on every like 4-minute stint in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like gosh, I could go either way.
I see a lot. There are multiple BYU players. I'd say there's 4 players on BYU's roster I could see really getting hot and then just like blowing a lid off a game.
Yeah.
Iowa State doesn't have a player who averages over 14 points a game. So like,
UNC St. Mary's, I got UNC.
really,
Yeah.
I had St. Mary's in that one.
I just think like UNC has some studs. Like
Yeah.
RJ Davis, Armando Baycott, like I don't know. We just talked about I'm not sure what their stats are comparatively, but like kind of that same point you made with BYU.
Yeah.
I like UNC a lot there.
See, no, really, I'm gonna be honest. The only reason I picked St. Mary's in this one in my bracket is because I just can't see every 1 seed making it this far. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
someone's gonna trip, and I could see St. Mary's just has a defense that could shut. Defense wins championships, and they have this really good defensive model where they shut down the paint. That's where the anchor of their defense is. They shut down the paint, and that's Armando Baycott. And then they use that that you have to pass out if you get stuck in the paint, and then they just follow the ball out. So
we have to pass a game down here.
Yeah.
So let's do that, and then we'll go over to this one.
got you.
All right, Dayton, New Mexico. I have Dayton in this one.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, I really do think so. I think they have better players and they play better basketball.
I would pick New Mexico, but I get why you're high on Dayton.
I mean, like, I'm not even saying this just as a Dayton fan. Like, Dayton is the best shooting team in the country.
Yes, 100%.
You talked about guys getting hot in March. Like,
Yeah.
if Dayton can slip, like, if this happens, right? If these 2 games actually happen, which,
God forbid.
but Kobe Bryant will be like go down as one of the greatest shooters of March Madness. I'm telling you right now, if Dayton gets this far, it will be because of hot shooting from Kobe Bryant, strong play from Deron Holmes, and then like great defense from Javon Bennett and extra chance possessions from Nate Santos and I don't know Enoch Cheeks. Like they have guys that like are switchable. They get extra possessions and they get out and run. Like I really think they're a March team.
I'll give you that one.
And they're not even necessarily a fast-paced team, but they can just like get into space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dayton is that the lead 8?
Yes.
All right, and so let's go. All right, Duke, Houston,
Houston,
Kentucky, Marquette.
Kentucky. Okay, time out. Can we talk Houston Duke? Do you think Duke can win that game? Because like part of me wants to pick them.
I like Houston. I really trust Houston in this stage, like year after year.
So, do you have Houston in that game, like for sure?
I'm not sure I had that game getting matched up like that because I might have had James Madison beating Duke.
That's wild. I was like, these are 2 teams in the trapezoid, so like they can both win.
I'm not done tweaking my bracket yet though, so.
Yeah, I mean, neither am I. But, like Duke's a good team. Like they're a really good team. I know that.
Okay, so I did have Duke beating Houston maybe.
Okay.
What am I doing?
I had Duke beating Houston in my bracket.
Yeah, then I'm having a crisis right now.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
I'm 2 days into college. All right. Purdue, and then, okay, McNeese, Stanford. What do we think?
So I want to pick Sanford, but I understand the McNeese hype.
Yeah, I'm making McNeese hype.
Okay. I think that game, those two teams played the same game, you know?
So-
like, fast as you can go, shoot threes, like, who can outscore the other. I think that game's, like, the definition of a coin flip.
Patch UNC St. Mary's. I just think UNC. Gosh, I don't know. UNC's got some stars. Like
I'll,
Paulo Banchero level, like in this round of the tournament.
I'm rooting for UNC, so I'll give you that. I don't think I just don't see how all 4 1 seeds make it this far, but you know I could see UNC making it that far. Purdue,
How much we can? Oh yeah, Purdue. I lost myself on the map here.
and then Creighton.
And then Creighton. I like Tennessee.
Okay, I think this is the best game of like Sweet 16 if this happens, but for me, I'm split on this one because I see Tennessee is so good at shutting down stars, but then also Creighton has way more stars. So then I don't know. I could see Creighton's got that 3-headed monster, right? They have 3 players that average over 18 points a game, and that's just an insane stat. But then at the end of the day, Tennessee's got Dalton Connect. I don't think Creighton stops him, but the question is, can Tennessee shut down all 3 of the heads of the monster? And I don't know. Oh yeah.
It's a tough one. It's hard with these theoreticals because you don't actually have like the comparisons, I guess.
I'm good for going for Tennessee. I'm okay with that. Because this is one where I could go either way.
I like Tennessee.
Okay. Yeah. My Vol bias kick in and we'll go Tennessee.
Okay, UConn BYU. I like
UConn.
Then take out the back-to-back bias because they're really not even necessarily the same team as they were last year. Like their 2 best players aren't there.
Yeah.
Kentucky Duke. I like Kentucky in that one.
I have Duke in that. When I had that game's in my bracket and I had Duke. Just because Kentucky, they're so like, they're a roller coaster, right?
Yeah,
Duke.
They're the definition of a young team.
Yeah. Duke is so consistent offensively and Kentucky just isn't.
Right. Just don't storm the court.
Yeah.
UNC.
UNC.
Okay, I'll concede that one.
Yeah.
Purdue, Tennessee. This would be great, by the way. Purdue, Tennessee. I got Tennessee.
Who can guard Zach Edey?
Do we think what?
Who can guard Zach Edey?
Dalton Connect.
Wait, you think Dalton Connect could shut down Zach Edey?
I don't know. Let's see.
'Cause
Let me look up who he's matched up against.
I don't think Purdue has anybody that can shut down Dalton Connect, but I also don't think that Tennessee has anyone who can shut down Zach Edey. So then it's just a star battle, and I have no idea. That's like such a coin flip.
No, I'm joking. I mean, Dalton Connect's not actually going to shut him down. I'm just like,
Well, yeah.
I'm saying, I guess, like,
I
I don't think Purdue's a championship team.
Well, they can lose next round, but I have a lot more faith in Purdue. If Zach Edey and Dalton Connect cancel each other out with like 30 points, then Purdue's got the best second and third
I
man.
do like Foster Lawyer a lot. Or Fletcher Lawyer, whatever his name is.
Because Tennessee's biggest question is when it comes to scores outside of Connect, who they have, right? And we don't have to question that for Purdue. Let's see.
All right, so this Final Four: UConn, UNC,
UConn.
Duke, Purdue. This would be fun, but
No.
I like Duke in that one. Like,
Okay.
you want to talk about actually shutting guys down? Like, okay, put Flip on Edey,
Yeah.
and they won't play each other straight up because no college basketball game is just straight up man to man the entire game. But like, I think Duke could win that one.
Yeah. I think.
I never have looked at Duke as national championship team, but I didn't the year that they were in the Final Four recently either. So.
Well, I mean, they are in the Travis League. They're a really good team. There's only like 8 or 9 teams in the Travis League this year, and they're one of them. So.
Okay, so who are we picking as our champion?
UConn.
Gosh, I never thought this would happen. All right, so how many points? Let's say it's like a
175.
78 to 83. So that's 75 plus 3 is 78 plus 80 is 120. So is that 168 points?
No, that's 175.
Maybe that's a little high.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 83.
Let's go 165 in.
Sure.
All right.
I would personally have Purdue beating Duke, but I see why Duke could win that. Like, totally.
Do we want Purdue in?
Well,
I'm not married to Duke, so like
the
I don't-
only reason I would pick Purdue over Duke is off of seed factor. Because if you put a 1 by both of them, I would pick Duke. But then I get scared of it being a 1v4 and I
I was
pick
gonna say.
Purdue.
Before we like wrap this up, I want to go back. Like, let's see if there's any smaller matchups you want to tweak.
Okay.
So like, I still like San Diego State in this one, but
I
really
don't.
inconsequential because I think both of them lose to UConn.
But yeah.
Let's see what else. I'm trying to think of teams that like maybe there's a short term upset. I agree this Dayton run is crazy, but like this Dayton team has been everything and nothing at the same time. To quote one of my favorite songs, but
To be fair, I had Nevada and New Mexico meeting in the Sweet 16. So like, and Dayton could beat Nevada. So it's not like
in my
insane.
opinion, these two teams really should be flipped. Seating wise.
You
But-
think Dayton should be a 10? So if you're saying that you think Dayton is worse,
I don't think that the seeding matters too much. So don't
Oh.
look too much at like trying to get the upset factor on the 7-10.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I do think that Dayton Nevada is a toss-up of a game that I would favor Nevada in, but I totally could see Dayton winning that. And Arizona is such an inconsistent team; they could lose to anybody.
What about this one?
Yeah,
Okay, I like Creighton. I think Creighton. Okay, because then does Creighton beat Purdue then? I think they match up a little better against.
I think that Creighton could beat Purdue,
So here we go.
but that takes our 1 seed out
That's
of that.
fine. I don't care.
Really? Okay.
We're just making our bracket here. There's no like loyalty.
No loyalty.
I kind of like Marquette over Kentucky.
No, Tyler Collect's out, dude.
Do we know how long he's out?
I can find it. Let's see.
Yeah, let's look at that. I'll keep looking here. Gosh, is there anyone? Okay, what about Florida, Colorado? Because I mean, if we have Florida lose, do we think Colorado would beat Marquette? No.
No.
So I mean, like, if we're going for accuracy here, could we see Colorado beating Florida?
I could. I was saying that before we
Yeah,
picked
I know.
Florida.
I'm second guessing now, and I'm trying to ration. So then, this McNeese Samford game is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Samford. I won't lie. So
Can I
I'm
give you a
not
little
an expert. So yeah.
Let me give you a little Sanford information because this is a team I like. I thought that I saw Kansas playing a 13 and thought that could happen, and I studied them immensely. So they're Sanford, top 10 in America from the three, 39%. Okay, Jaden Campbell shoots 48% from three. They have 8 players that shoot at least 39% from three. They are insane from three. They also have a top 15 fastest pace in the league. So they kind of have that Alabama archetype.
opponent's points per game.
Let me find that. Let's see. They kind of have the Alabama archetype where they're just like go as fast as we can and launch as many threes as we can possibly get up.
Start chucking.
Yeah.
Look into McNeese for me. Like, how does that compare to McNeese?
Let's see. McNeese. See, McNeese is a really similar game style, except they rely on press defense to get turnovers so they can turn that into threes.
I like that.
Instead of it being like Sanford's got the like they win on the boards. McNeese wins through turnovers, but they both offense the same with a whole lot of fast-paced threes. This should be a
McNeese
high-scoring
wins on the
affair.
boards, you said, or Sanford wins on the boards?
Sanford's boards, McNeese's
Sanford's more dependent on McNeese's bad shooting, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So I like McNeese in that one.
Okay, we can go McNeese.
I don't hate the Oregon Creighton matchup either, but I can see
Whoa.
Creighton winning that one. I have Oregon going far.
Look, we just had Creighton turn over to like beat Tennessee.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like we're just.
I love
realize it's
Creighton.
Collateral damage, but I'm just saying like I'm looking
Yeah.
at the earlier rounds here.
Like I love Creighton, dude. I think they're a great team.
They're the only team to. They beat UConn, right?
Yeah, they're the only team to blow out UConn.
Okay.
They beat them by like 20 at home. But then they also lost. The last game they
It's not
played
like,
was
it's not like
lost.
wrestling. It's not like they handed off a belt to them. But I'm just kind of looking at their resume a little bit.
Yeah.
So then we got.
Also
Is there anything else you want to change? I'm trying to think if there's stuff.
Well,
This BYU run seems unlikely to me. I won't lie.
no, I really like it personally. I could see why you would think it's unlikely, but if instead of looking at it like, oh, they beat a 3 and a 2, and you look back and just,
I'm just big on Iowa State, really. So,
I'm not. I think if you look at it game for game
didn't
basis,
they just win their conference
yes,
by a lot against who they play in the final?
Houston.
Yeah, like
Well, Houston crapped the bed offensively and shot horribly. BYU won't do that because BYU's a better
They
offensive
won't?
team than Houston is. BYU's a more consistently good offensive team than Houston is. Houston wins with their defense.
let me
Let's see.
pull up the app.
You got this. Let's see. I'm looking for the Tyler Collect injury. I can't exactly find it.
And that is the BYU. That's in the Eastern region. Let me look at Iowa State here.
He said, and I quote, Collect's injury will be taken day to day.
Okay. Let's not factor him into our decisions.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. I like Iowa State's style of play too. I mean, strong defensive team. They only give up 61.3 points a game,
Mm-hmm.
and let's look at BYU.
I don't know, man. I really like this BYU team, and like, I'm not denying that. I don't think.
BYU does not want to run with Iowa State.
What do you mean?
Like BYU is a slower paced team.
Mm.
I think Iowa State's great at forcing turnovers.
Mm. And then, like, if it comes down the stretch and I'm relying on a clutch bucket in a close game, like, I'm thinking BYU for that, man. Like, Iowa State just doesn't have that offensive, like, clutch factor in the end.
Let's go. Let's go with wait then. What about the Alabama St. Mary's matchup? I'm trying to look at teams where we were kind of in between and the teams lost the next round.
I like the St. Mary's pick still, but I also would get changing it.
You know, like, I don't want to do too much and change too much, but I feel like I'm not sure about UConn going back to back really.
Oh, but I am.
I'm not even factoring in last year. I'm saying like mathematically that's very unlikely.
Well, if we, in my perspective, if you set it yourself, completely different team. Like, their two best scores from last year's gone.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, oh, they're worse or better than last year. I'm just saying like the chances of that are very, very low.
Well,
especially them being, aren't they the number one overall seed?
Yes.
Yeah.
If we, like, forget, okay, like, we just completely forget what happened last year. Last year's didn't happen. We're taking it out of history. And then we look in a vacuum at these 68 teams in the bracket. UConn's the most, like, checks the most marks as a title contender. They're the most, trapezoid-worthy team.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's go UConn then,
Mhm.
and then I'm good with this.
okay.
So UConn, our final four is UConn, North Carolina, Duke, and Creighton. With UConn and Duke meeting in the final, and UConn.
Do you think Duke would beat Creighton if we changed the Purdue game? Because I think,
That's a good plan. I like the Creighton then.
yeah, I like Creighton in that scenario. And then we have a Big East tournament final rematch in the title game, which is kind of fun.
All right. This has been episode 18 of the Backpage. Thank you for tuning into the bracket special. I'm Carter Sims.
I'm Colin Chris.
And you can find our episodes on Spotify and YouTube.